Well, hello, everyone out there in the universe, if you will. How are you guys doing? Welcome back to the PJ Campbell Network. This is the PJ Campbell Show, and once again, I am your host, PJ Campbell. With me, as always, Chance Ellison.
Hello.
How you doing, bud?
I'm good, man. Happy to be back
I
after a little
know.
bit.
Well, the world got busy.
Yes, it did.
Busy is the correct word. Like we started doing stuff, and then it was like, hey, actually, you don't have time for anything else right now.
Right.
That's exactly what it was.
For a little bit, yeah.
But now here we are. We're back, and last time we were back, Batgirl got canceled. So thank God we're not coming back to that happening
Yeah. Again.
Could you imagine?
It's canceled. It's canceled something else. Like I imagine, like something else is canceled. Like okay, while we're recording. Oh, Blue Beetle scrapped. It's gone.
God, could you imagine? I honestly kept waiting for that to happen.
No, it's funny. We were watching Cobra Kai not too long ago, and we were watching Cobra Kai, and we were watching picturing Zolo watching this, and he's like, "Hey, baby, see, people love me. They love me. Don't cancel my movie. Don't cancel my movie, please. Don't cancel Blue Beetle, please."
Yeah, because look, let's be honest here. After having watched Cobra Kai, there will be no spoilers for season 5.
No.
There's not much left for them to do.
No, there's really. I mean, there's like one clear direction that they're going in next season,
right?
But that's about it. I feel like we kind of talked about this. I feel like next season's gonna be the last one for Cobra Kai. I can't imagine going to 7.
If they go to 7, I think we're at that point, like legitimately milking it a little too far.
But my question is, and I asked you this the other day: once Cobra Kai and Stranger Things are done, what's Netflix's big ticket show? Because they don't have a lot of other stuff with like broad appeal like that.
Because Stranger Things is also ending.
Exactly. So like you look at their bigger shows like Bridgerton, that's niche.
Yeah.
You, that's a little more niche. They don't have another show right now that's like like a universal phenomenon.
You know what they could use? A pop culture show where two guys sit around on mics talking about the things happening in the world. So Netflix,
hit us up.
You hit us up. We work really monetarily inexpensively, as you can see,
and plus you greenlight everything.
Yeah, exactly. So why not? It could be fun.
You greenlight Red Nose, for Christ's sake. Come on.
Oh my God. And The Gray Man.
The Gray Man. Favorite action movie of the year, The Gray Man.
I really dislike that movie, and I keep disliking it more the farther we get away from
Which is strange, because like I remember I watched it. I watched it. We both watched it.
We went to see this movie in theaters, by the way. We paid money. Yeah. We already paid for Netflix, and we paid money to see this movie in theaters.
Yeah, I remember when we watched it, we're just like, okay. And I'm still at that level. I'm just like, I think Gray Man's fine. Like, it's okay. But like the disdain you've had for this movie, it's been really strange and kind of funny to watch.
Especially because I'm so seen as so severely optimistic, almost to a detriment by so many people, and yet The Gray Man is the one that broke.
That's your breaking point. One. For some reason, that was your breaking point.
I don't know.
Not Texas Chainsaw. No, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's the new one.
Yeah, just Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They dropped the.
That's different.
Yeah,
not that. Not Morbius, which is that one.
But Morbius, I knew was going to be bad, right? Like that's the difference.
That's okay.
I knew going into Morbius would be bad, so I expected it. Texas Chainsaw. Gonna be honest, those movies pretty rocky. So I went in with the lowest expectations, and I was like,
and still managed to come under.
Yeah, I mean, it's still not very good, but I'd still rather watch that than The Gray Man.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
it's 90 minutes.
That's true. It is shorter.
It's very short. It's to the point. People die.
Although this does show the staying power of The Gray Man. We saw it 3 months ago.
Oh my God.
And we're still talking about it.
I wish we weren't. Sean Wingblade says, wait, are you doing a football show now? Sorry to break the news to you. They actually just canceled football. Sorry, Chance.
Football is not canceled. You can't. The NFL is like Quidditch. You can't cancel it.
Well, I mean, they changed
the name. You can't cancel Quidditch.
You changed the name.
What?
Did you not hear about that? A bunch of they changed some of the Quidditch names.
Did they really?
Yeah, because they're trying to get farther away from JK.
Really?
Yeah, this is not a joke, by the way. I didn't look into this.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, like the actual Quidditch league, I think, changed their name.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So it still exists. It's just not necessarily Quidditch.
Well, I mean, I was riffing on the.
Oh, I know you were.
Riffing on the.
I know you were, but I'm sitting here going, funny enough.
I mean, yeah, good for them. I mean, playing is Like it's a stupid sport in the Wizarding world. It's a stupid sport in real life.
I'm sorry, it is not a stupid sport.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Quidditch is dumb. Quidditch just makes no sense.
Why are you being like this?
Because it does.
Quidditch is great.
No, it's not.
Why are you being like this?
It's like it's okay. You had like it's like you had a bunch of teams playing soccer, and then you had like two people on the side doing a thumb wrestling match. Or the thumb wrestling match was the whole thing. Like, how does that make any sense? How does that make any sense? I don't know. I love Harry Potter. I love the Wizarding world, except Fantastic Beasts. Those movies can jump off a cliff. But Quidditch, no.
No on the Quidditch. Huh?
No on the Quidditch.
Okay. Actually, Late to the Party brings up a very good point. They said Squid Game is a universal phenomenon, and as we know,
oh, true. I forgot about Squid Game. Squid Game could be their big ticket item now.
They've got a season 2.
They do, yeah. And hey, congrats to lead actor Lee Jung-jae winning for Best Actor at the Emmys,
and also is now in the Acolyte, the new Star Wars series.
He is,
yeah, which was big news over the weekend.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. I'm excited that he's getting more play for what for him is international line because he's huge in Korea,
right?
But America is now realizing who this guy is. He's so talented. I know you haven't seen Squid Game.
I have not yet. Maybe I'll make that a thing.
I've watched it through twice. I watched it by myself, and then I watched it with my mother and brother.
I get real battle royale vibes.
It's very much like Battle Royale meets Fortnite.
Okay.
And a little bit of Parasite.
All right.
I'll tell you this: I have a weirdly more in-depth understanding of South Korean economics than I ever did before. Sure. Between Parasite and Squid Game.
Dude, Parasite's so good.
Parasite's fucking amazing.
So fucking good. Which reminds me also, reminder to everyone watching, if you have not headed over to Late to the Party's channel, you really should, because we did a review of Clerks 3 last night, spoiler free of course, so go and check that out over on Late to the Party's channel. I got to go see Clerks 3 last night.
I did not. I was busy streaming on this channel.
I know you were busy talking football while I was busy crying my eyes out.
You cry right out everything.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it is.
Vanessa was the same way.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
No. You'll see. Clerks 3.
It's not getting me to cry. Like I know that.
Well, I mean, look, man. Stranger things have happened. Literally for 4 seasons.
For 4 seasons.
Yeah, on Netflix with the 5th on the way. But Clerks 3 is really, really good. I'm not going to really recount a lot of my thoughts. I want everyone to go to Late to the Party, give them a click, watch the review. But I was pretty blown away. Kevin Smith did something really special.
I am sure he did. I mean, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah.
I'll see it at some point throughout this week, but
yeah. Oh, Robert says it's not edited yet, so wait on that, but it'll be there.
It'll be up the same time as our Three Amigos reaction watch along, which is an inside joke only like me, Robert, and Vanessa get. So just to fill you in, people.
Fair.
Years ago, we have Old Tucson down here, which is a place where they shot a bunch of old westerns. And what they used to do a lot, because they closed after the reopening, they used to show movies that were shot there. One of the movies that was shot there was Three Amigos, a comedy I really like. We went to a screening of it. We filmed the entire reaction to the movie with an entire crowd of people. That is still sitting on the hard drive. You never edited it.
I like that. That's like lost to time.
It's lost to time. Hey, but I was
like Batgirl.
Yeah, I like Batgirl.
Like Batgirl.
It is the Batgirl of Late to the Party.
Okay, cool. Maybe one day we'll actually like unearth it in like 10 years.
No, we won't.
No,
we won't.
Damn. All right. Although I'm very excited because we get to actually go back to Old Tucson soon.
We do, yeah. Nightfall's back.
Nightfall. I'm very excited because I've never been to Nightfall, but I'm all about the spookies, so that's good news for me. I'm really excited for that. But we were talking about the Acolyte, which leads me to D23.
Yeah,
D23 happened over the weekend. Some things were said.
A lot of things were said.
A lot of things were
shown and said.
What was your big takeaway from D23 this year?
Big takeaway. I think the biggest news or the biggest, showing what we got actually was from the animation side. We got a lot of stuff about like, upcoming Pixar projects, upcoming animation projects. Yeah. A lot of which sounds very exciting, which I'm sure we'll.
I'm sure we'll get to and talk
about. Get more in depth about. Yeah. We got some cool park stuff that I talk about. We got some really. I know people saying the MCU panel is disappointment. I disagree. I feel like we got like a lot of really cool reveals.
Dude, I love the MCU portion of the live action stuff that we got because I'm going to be honest with you guys. Obviously, we're going to be talking about at the end of episode, we're gonna kind of talk about our top 5 most anticipated movies of the rest of the year,
Projects.
and then and then our top 5 MCU projects.
Oh, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I
I
misunderstood.
knew what.
Okay,
I understood what you were
apologies.
saying.
Apologies.
So in that, there's going to be a lot of what we learned. But I saw the internet having like a mild. Actually, I'm not even going to say mild. I saw the internet have a full fucking meltdown.
Yeah, the internet didn't have mild anything.
No, that's true. They were having like a meltdown over the D23 information, and I was like, actually, I was glad that we got more bulked out, bolstered ideas of what's coming.
Yeah. I mean, we got some really cool reveals. I mean, one of the better ones being for Cap 4, the fact that they're finally paying off a thing they set up back in 2008.
Yeah, Tim Blake Nelson finally coming back as the leader. And apparently there's a couple of the scoopers out in the universe on Twitter. If you kind of pay attention to that stuff, they said that they are not going to be the only Hulk connection.
Interesting.
Cap 4, so I'm very curious about that. I mean, another one, obviously, I'm going to pull up the thumbnail again, but was the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
And love seeing that we finally got, like, the reveal of who's all going to be in it. Love seeing that we're going to get Taskmaster back. Like, actually, it's kind of a Black Widow sequel. Largely, like, if you look at that cast.
Sure, yeah.
In an interesting way. I mean, because you got Florence Pugh front and center. David Harbour's coming back. The obviously also kind of a Falcon and Winter Soldier sequel with what we're looking at. Julia Louis-Dreyfus also coming back, and
Wyatt
then
Russell.
Ghost, yeah,
and Ghost,
yeah, from Ant-Man and the Wasp. So that's kind of cool to see that character coming back because we haven't seen her in a while.
Not since the first Ant-Man and the Wasp movie.
Yeah, so lots of really cool stuff in that to me. Like Thunderbolts is really interesting because it almost feels like Marvel is looking at the Suicide Squad stuff, and they were like, well, their first movie didn't work. And the second one worked, but it didn't do that well.
Yeah, which is alarming. Which is still alarming to me.
I
confess it's like I mean, I know, but and also the decision to do the day and date release on Max.
Yeah,
I still profess that's like the second best DCEU movie.
I think it's absolutely up there.
Yeah, I mean it's easy top 3. I mean that's as well because the lineup's not great, but still a really good movie from James Gunn.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I'm very hopeful. I think there's a lot of cool stuff in it. But there, we didn't get any crazy announcements. But one I loved is Ke-Huy Quan
in
Loki season 2. The Ke-Huy Quanaissance continues.
Yes, it does. Man, they are keeping that brother employed. I'm waiting for the reveal he's going to be in Shang-Chi too. Oh wait, no, never mind. You can't do that. He's already in. I'm waiting for the reveal he's going to be in a Star Wars movie.
Well, actually. There's no saying he couldn't be in Shang-Chi 2, depending on the character.
Yeah, depending on what the character is, he could be. I seriously doubt it.
No, I doubt it too, because it sounds like he's playing a TVA
agent. He's a TVA agent.
But depending, I mean, we're going very multiversal with everything, so the TVA could be a lot more involved in Phase 5 and 6.
Yeah. I mean, while we're on the subject, let's just go over some more of the MCU reveal stuff. We got some information on the Marvels.
We did.
Which was interesting. It's basically going to be like a body-swapping space adventure.
With a musical number, apparently?
There's a musical number in this?
Allegedly, there is a musical number in the movie. They go to a planet, allegedly, that has a singing sequence.
Of course they do.
Yeah. This movie sounds bonkers.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest. We'll get to our episode on Fistful of Movies, but I'm not the biggest fan of the original Captain Marvel. I like it. I think it's a solid film. But I think that there's definitely a lot of room to improve, and I think I like Nia DaCosta's filmmaker. Her last 2 films have been really, really good. So yeah, I'm excited to see what she does with this character with the Marvel universe.
Yeah, me too, man. Like, I dig Captain Marvel, but like you, I'm not gonna say it's like a top Marvel movie for me. It's like, but it's very fun. Brie is great. I mean, I really like her.
We'll talk about that another day.
But I love the pieces it had already put into place.
Yeah,
and I loved Miss Marvel on Disney Plus.
Marvel was good too. So
I'm
excited to see more of her.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. The cast is great, but also Secret Invasion. We finally got the trailer for that.
We did. First of all, I'm a little shocked the way they're going again back Captain Marvel based on the way that they kind of portrayed the Skrulls. I'm surprised that they're still doing the invasion.
I love it though, because it kind of goes to show that even though that there's Skrulls in the world that are good inherently, you're always going to be dealing with the ones that are not.
Right, but I think the thing I thought about, like, you could have easily done this where they're Kree, because like Kree already look human, so you could have easily flip to make the Kree invading. I thought that'd been a fun twist. But hey, Skrulls, that's cool too. I mean, you got a lot of great actors in there. You got Olivia Colman, phenomenal actress.
Yeah.
Kingsley Ben-Adir, I'm excited to see where he goes next with his career. It's fun. I always feel like him and Regé-Jean Page are competing for roles.
Yeah, honestly, not wrong. Saul just said, getting fed up with Feige tickling our ass with a feather over War Machine and Armor Wars. At least we know Armor Wars is coming.
Look, when Feige promises something, he delivers. 99% of the time, he delivers. The only thing he didn't was Inhumans, and that's not...
But that was also not because he
that wasn't
want that.
Yeah, that wasn't his fault.
No, he didn't want that movie.
Yeah.
And he made that very, very fucking clear.
Yeah.
Feige doesn't do what Feige doesn't want to do. So Inhumans was regulated to ABC.
for better or not for worse.
No, for worse.
For worse, definitely for
Absolutely
worse.
for worse. But he liked Anson Mount so much that he brought him back for
congratulations.
So
all the other humans are like, okay, Anson. I don't care. Just bring me along, brother. Help me. Help me.
Help me. Help you.
Help me. Help you.
Oh, there's so much weirdness in the fact that Inhumans was like the only one we can look at that just.
Hey, but
fuck. Remember when it had an IMAX release?
Well, let's see. He said Inhumans will go to theaters, and hey, he was right. It did go to theaters. I was there.
Yeah, and look, credit where credit's due. Rhodey has had quite an arc, and he's been showing up in a lot of the Phase 4 stuff already in small capacities.
We need the Rhodey and Wong road trip movie.
Well, actually, I want the
Wongers and Madison, but you know what Rhodey can go along too. You always need a good black sidekick.
That's fair. I mean, look, I wouldn't hate that.
It's just like it's just weird, like how much Don Cheadle seemed to pop up. I mean, not weird. I mean, I love Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle's a great actor.
Yeah, I do too.
It's just like, oh, now the head of what's his face, Robert Downey Jr. is gone. Now we need another guy in a metal suit. Cheadle, get in there, go.
Yeah, but we also have Ironheart, which we got information on.
We did, yeah. Ramos is playing
the Hood.
The Hood, yeah. So we're going full on science versus magic, which we haven't really seen in the MCU at this point.
I mean, the closest, honestly, at one point would have probably been the Avengers, and that was kind of Thor fighting Iron Man.
Yeah, that's true.
For the first time, and then obviously the Loki of it all. But we've never seen like legitimately magic versus full science.
Yeah, we never seen a character who's purely based in magic going against a character purely based up in science. So I think that's going to be interesting. We've seen them interact. We've seen them be like like friends and allies and shit. But we've never seen them like go head to head. So like that should be a fun interaction. Dominique Thorne, good actress. She's really good, and she's not a huge part of the movie, but she's really good for what she has and ability to talk.
Yeah,
which is funny because they're like usurping a lot of those actors because Tiana Paris is also in that movie, and she's Monica Rambeau.
And also, as we learned, Ryan Coogler is now producing Ironheart.
Yeah,
which I thought was really great. Obviously, because that character, she first appears in Wakanda Forever. And he's also doing the Wakanda show. As far as we're still aware, at least we haven't heard anything in a little bit.
I mean, I'd be curious, like, to see how it would go, because I think that was announced like before Chadwick died, wasn't it?
Ooh, I'd have to look. It's been a little bit actually. I'm not really quite sure.
I'm like 99%. I'm like 99% sure that it was announced before Chadwick died. So I'm very curious to see, like, because now we're getting like a very Wakanda centric Black Panther sequel. I do wonder if like a lot like the ideas he had for the show are bleeding into the movie, and like okay, sure. I did this here, so I'm not really going to do the show anymore. I mean, I'd be open for the show. I would be down for him to do the show. But
I would be curious to see him do something like that, or even also with Atlantis, as we're seeing it finally come to life here, and seeing more with Namor and what that's going to look like. Dude, that trailer is so good. We see it in front of every movie right now because there's not a lot of trailers to promote for the rest of the year.
I mean, you should have WB's upcoming slate. Oh, wait.
Oh. Yeah, I was looking because obviously we want to talk about our top 5 for the rest of the year, and it was so funny looking at the list, and it was like how all the DC WB movies had all been pushed back.
Yeah.
Like legitimately every single one except Black Adam, which even then had been pushed back because it was supposed to open over the summer.
It's funny because like isn't the story like they ran out of money and they can't release anything this year anymore?
They don't have the money for marketing right now, allegedly.
Yeah,
which is why Don't Worry Darling's whole like press fiasco right now is their
Oh,
best case scenario.
The thing is, that's about Don't Worry Darling right now is they don't need a marketing campaign. We're sold.
Yeah,
Like,
everyone's talking about
this
it.
movie sells itself.
It's just unbelievable that that's still even a thing and that's what's happening. But I've really, really liked a lot of the stuff that we saw out of D23 as far as Marvel was concerned. And I think that people need to stop listening to random people on Twitter and the internet and Reddit and what have you. There are certainly scoopers and people in the industry that you can look towards that'll point you in the right direction. But you shouldn't have hyped yourself up. We got so much information already at D23 or at Comic-Con earlier in the year that D23 was going to be a lot more about fleshing out that information versus drowning us with more.
Yeah.
And I think people get so in their head about their expectations, they don't sit to think about the information they're actually being given. And it was just weird watching the internet kind of cannibalize itself on that because they keep getting their hopes up on shit that have no basis in reality.
The Henry Cavill Comic-Con stuff still makes me laugh.
Yeah, 100%.
The world's going to stop. Wait a minute, Henry Cavill's announced to come back.
And, you know, you and I have talked privately. We thought that maybe the Fantastic Four casting might happen, but I think
that was when we were both on the we for some reason on the assumption that was coming out next November. It's not the case. It's coming out November after. So
Yeah.
they got time. They don't got to cast it right now.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like such not a big deal
Yeah.
that we didn't get it. Okay, good. Matt Shackman was announced as the director. Great. Like, that's the only official information we needed. Obviously, we all kind of knew it had broken the week or two before, but like, that was the information you needed. I just really, really need the internet to calm the fuck down about stuff like that, which leads me to me getting on my soapbox about something relatively similar dealing with D23. Where the fuck is the Indiana Jones 5 title? I swear to God, if it is just titled Indiana Jones, I'm going to lose my shit.
We should not get our hopes up for announcement at D23. That being said, what the fuck are the Indiana Jones?
I know I'm very hypocritical in this, but I just want to.
It is strange that
we're like 7 months out.
Yeah, like 7 months out from the film, and well, no, hold on, no, that's not math. That's 9. We're 9 months out.
9 months out, math. Yeah. I was told there would be no math.
9 months out, we still don't know what it's still called Indiana Jones 5. I want them to go full Logan and just call it Henry.
I will destroy everything. Like, there's one thing that you don't break about Indiana Jones, and that's the titling. Like, that's the one thing. Even the Young Indie Adventures still managed to keep, like, Indiana Jones and the Treasure of the Peacock's Eye, or Indiana Jones and the Mystery of the Blues. Like, that is the built-in thing, and yet they continue only calling it Indiana Jones. Like, even in the press releases, on the screen, everything we have seen has literally just been either Indy or Indiana Jones, and it's starting to terrify me.
But I feel like, again, and we can't talk about this, I feel like the reason they haven't given us a title yet is because that's kind of indicative of what the plot, they want to keep the plot under wraps.
Yeah, I don't.
So I feel like whatever the title is going to be, like Indiana Jones, the Adventure Through Time, if it is time travel, like people are speculating, Indiana Jones and the wormhole to back when.
I have my own theory that it's got to I think that there's something going on with the Lost Roman Legion. And I'm starting to wonder if the time travel is not that he goes backwards,
but they go forward.
They come forward, and that would explain.
Or Indiana Jones and the Lost Roman Legion.
Yeah, like something like that. That's kind of my thought.
Yeah, I mean, and I actually think I think it's funny if like they just, like market Indiana Jones and then we get the title when we actually got to the movie. Well, kind of like Dune did with Part 1,
right? Or It Chapter 1.
Yeah, at the very end.
John Carter of Mars. Like, et cetera, et cetera.
And it worked in two-thirds of those cases.
Stop it.
John Carter sucks.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
Mike K says we're probably going to get the title in front of the Wakanda Forever because we're all assuming that the trailer will be with Wakanda Forever, which is the right move.
But yeah, either Wakanda Forever or Avatar, which another thing we got at D23, the news everyone's waiting for. Avatar 4, filming right now. Let's go. What, you're not excited for everyone's favorite movie Avatar and get more sequels?
I wish James Cameron wasn't hedging all his bets on Pandora.
I wish he would do like anything else.
I wanted Cameron to do anything.
Like
Literally anything else.
Like
not Avatar.
I would rather see a sequel to literally any one of his other movies.
I agree. Like, we're getting a bad True Lies TV show this year on CBS.
Really?
Did you not see that
I
trailer?
did not.
Oh,
no.
it's something.
So we're getting True Lies and Quantum Leap in the same season.
Yeah, but I wanted like a real True Lies sequel. Do it now with Arnold and Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, I would have watched the shit out of that.
Yeah, me too.
But no, he wants to make 4 more movies set on Pandora. Which look,
about the blue people.
It's his career. It's his. If that's what he wants to do, God bless. But like, I couldn't care less. I don't love Avatar. I'm sorry.
I don't either. I think it's okay. It's
totally
solid enough. So like, when you look at like the highest grossing movies of all time, at any point, when it was the Return of the King, or Titanic, or even Endgame when it was out, the movies had like I know Endgame's a little newer, but even then, the movies had staying power. Whereas no one really talks about Avatar anymore.
That I tend to agree with that. Like, it seems like anytime Avatar comes up, it's actually the conversation of why are people not talking about Avatar, and it just seems like people aren't that excited. But I mean, I would love to see the chat. Like, chat, let us know, what are your thoughts right now on Avatar, because I think it gives us an idea.
Yeah.
Like, I
is anybody out there besides Blendon, because I know Blendon's excited for it.
Well, he also thinks that Top Gun Maverick is going to win Best Picture at the Oscars.
So. I got my bet going.
I mean, like, we don't take Australians that seriously. Name Jacob.
Except you, Chris Hemsworth.
We love name Jacob.
Oh, name Jacob. Okay, yeah. Not Jacob London, not Jacob Elordi. No Australian Jacobs have any bearing in this country,
or at least on the conversation.
Or at least the conversation about Avatar. Jacob Elordi, what do you think about Avatar? No one cares.
I just I didn't love that new teaser.
Is it a brand new one?
No, like the one we got initially, because it was basically reminding us about Avatar, and then it was just like, but it looks the same to me.
I remember when because it debuted in front of Doctor Strange.
It did
too. I remember I went to a matinee show of after work of Doctor Strange. I want to see it in 3D.
Sure.
And then that trailer started up. There was a pretty decent crowd. It wasn't like empty, but there was it wasn't full, but it was a pretty decent crowd for an afternoon showing. There was like one woman in my theater who was very excited. Everyone else dead silent.
Yeah, Tim Franco and I we saw Multiverse of Madness together, and we were sitting there, and the trailer ended, and there was just kind of like audible silence, and we were sitting there, and Tim and I looked at each other, and we went, looks like an Avatar movie. Like, that was my biggest takeaway. Yeah. I had nothing else to say.
Looking at some of the other stuff that got announced D23, I got it pulled up right here. We got first looks. We got another look at Hocus Pocus 2, which watching that made me. I feel like I need to go back and watch Hocus Pocus 1 again.
I only saw Hocus Pocus in the last 6-7 years.
It's weird because
I didn't grow up on it.
I kind of did, because it was always on ABC Family when I was younger, and Disney Channel.
Sure.
So I always caught like bits and pieces, but I cannot recall the last time I actually sat down and watched the full movie.
I'm excited for it.
I mean, hey, I know there are a lot of people who love Hocus Pocus, and this movie has a huge following. So I'm happy you guys finally got your sequel. Thank God for Disney Plus, because this never would have gone to theaters.
No, I mean, that's actually the thing about Disney Plus that I like the most right now, is it feels like we're getting the potential to explore things we may not have gotten to before. Like,
exactly.
The High School Musical 4 happening within High School Musical, the series, is actually kind of brilliant, because it's kind of like the Seinfeld reunion and Curb Your Enthusiasm, where they were like, we're never going to actually do this.
Yeah.
But if we make it a plot point within another show, then we can do it.
Well, because their two biggest stars now, like, doing other things. So
yeah, but good for them, right?
Very good for them.
And I think that the idea of them doing that is great. And Disney Plus opened that door to do that.
I would love it if Zac Efron came back for it. I think it'd be fun.
I think he's going to, because he's been open to it.
I hope he does. I
think it was the Firestarter press is kind of when people started talking about it again. And he was like, I'm totally open to coming back to it.
Yeah. I mean, I hope he does. We got our first look at Disenchanted.
Yes. Disenchanted looks kind of wonderful.
It looks really good.
I'm very excited, because I honestly never thought I'd see the day that we actually got a sequel, and yet here we are.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
Well, it's like, where do you go after Happily Ever After? It's not really. And
Now this is answering.
now we find out where you go.
Apparently, everyone in the chat, like Brandy, not liking Hocus Pocus. Jeff, Hocus Pocus is fine. Mike has never seen Enchanted.
Mike who?
Mike K.
Really?
That shocks me.
Yeah, that movie's really good. Which funny because like it wasn't on Disney Plus for like the longest time.
No.
It's on it now. Because I remember it's weird. Mike Kalinowski loves that movie. which is that was my exact reaction was like, really?
Yeah, I actually like visibly had shock on my face.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
it's just like such like a non-Mike movie that I was shocked that he liked. I mean, it's a great movie, but
yeah. David McKay says he hasn't seen it in 25 years. Reefism said last time I saw Hocus Pocus was during a watch along. Wow, yeah, man. I don't know. Like I like Hocus Pocus. I thought it's totally fine. I liked the trailer for the new one. I thought it looked fun. It looked like a good modern update. The cast is really great. There's a lot of Ted Lassoing happening.
We got Ted Lasso reunion with Hannah Waddingham and Sam Richardson.
Yeah. I love Sam Richardson.
He is great.
If you guys have not seen Werewolves Within, you should.
You should. He's
it's
really
so
funny.
good.
He's really funny.
That movie is so good. It was in my top 10 last year. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Didn't you watch that with me for the first time?
I did, yeah.
Like, not that long. It was at the beginning of the year, I guess.
It was, yeah. I'd never seen it.
It's so funny.
Dude. It was really good. I liked it.
Yeah, it is. It is so fun. If you guys have not, I cannot encourage you enough. Please see Werewolves Within. It's right now is the perfect time. It's spooky season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some. We didn't get a look at it, but we got some more kind of confirmation on Haunted Mansion, which is the thing that
exists.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm not
I
gonna lie.
am too. Don't get me wrong.
Like, I want to know who the person was. Like, hey, okay, we're gonna put Lakeith Stanfield, Rosario Dawson, Owen Wilson, and Danny DeVito in a movie.
Yeah.
Why? Because.
And Jamie Lee Curtis.
And Winona Ryder and Jared Leto.
That movie's got the weirdest fucking cast.
Yeah, it does.
And it pains me only because I keep thinking back to we were supposed to get Guillermo del Toro's Haunted Mansion. And then I remember he finally just repurposed that, it feels like, and made Crimson Peak.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what Crimson Peak feels
basically,
like to me,
yeah.
is him doing his own Haunted Mansion because Disney wouldn't let him do it. Reminder, guys, we also have a Streamlabs. I just tossed the link back in the chat. If you could, if you want it and you're feeling gracious, feel free to tip. It helps keep the lights on. It helps put food on the table. It's really helpful, actually. So, link is over there. It's also down in the description. So thank you. And we'll read out what you guys send in.
We also got some word on the Lion King sequel / prequel.
Yeah, the Godfather 2 of the Lion King franchise.
Mufasa, the Lion King.
Yeah. This movie is bizarre. I don't understand.
I don't know how you got Barry Jenkins, a phenomenal fucking filmmaker, to do this. I mean, I think
this is one of those I do one for you, so you do one for me later.
I'm very curious, like, what he wants Disney to do for him. And
well,
they
have Fox.
That's true.
He could do anything at Fox. Fox Searchlight.
That's very true.
So,
but also, like, Jenkins doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who would take a job for a paycheck.
No, definitely not.
So I think like this is something that I guess he wants to do, and I mean, I love Barry Jenkins. His Moonlight's phenomenal.
Yeah, he's a talented filmmaker.
He's an incredibly talented filmmaker. I remember he came out of retirement to make Moonlight. I'm like, I saw him like, keep making movies.
Yeah,
because you're incredible at this.
So he's doing The Lion King too.
Yeah,
or
no, Mufasa the Lion King.
Yeah, Mufasa the Lion King. Which, all right, I gotta bring it up. Why the hell are they just using the Mummy 99 font and logo?
Because who cares? That's why.
I cannot unsee it. Every time I look at it, I feel like
you've gone full Ryan Gosling and the papyrus sketch.
Yeah, and I start to do it's the same picture, like the Office meme, where I'm like, why? It looks exactly the same. I don't understand.
Yeah. This is another thing we got brought up. They did a whole panel for a whole section for Snow White.
Yeah.
Bringing out Rachel Zegler and what's her name? Gal Gadot. Best thing about this panel though is like afterwards she was asked about like, are you guys in the MCU? Her response was like,
and she looked at the camera and smiled. Yeah. Diego said Crimson Peak is Haunted Mansion for horny people. 5 stars. That is not an inaccurate review. It is not an inaccurate review.
But I look, Rachel Zegler good, but wherever she goes, controversy follows.
It
So
seems that way.
I am like Rachel Zegler. You're great. You're very talented, but this happens again. You might need to retire. You might need to just call it quits.
You know, she already worked
Go
with
home.
Spielberg.
Yeah,
I mean, look.
and look who her co-star was.
Yeah.
Look what happened.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, she's already worked with
She joined.
Spielberg.
She worked with Spielberg. Look what happened. She worked with the DCU. Look what happened after she joined.
Okay, yeah, but we can't blame Zaslav and his reign
I
of terror.
was more talking about Ezra Miller, but yeah, that too.
Oh, I was just talking about Zaslav and the fact that the movie kept getting pushed back.
Yeah.
But hey, what do I know?
But yeah, I'm very, and now she's working with Gal Gadot, who is controversial to some people. I'm just saying, like Zegler, you might need to retire.
And we really like her.
I like you. You're very good, but you might not be worth it anymore.
It's just a whole thing, isn't it, man?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very curious about that one. That one is Mark Webb directing, coming off the Amazing Spider-Man films and Gifted, and he's a good director.
Yeah, he's solid enough. I think he'll be. I think he'll do a fine job with Snow White. Another remake that got talked about. We finally got our first look at Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid coming out next year.
Boy, the internet was totally chill about that trailer, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, that trailer. It's totally good.
It's fine.
Yeah, like it looked like a Little Mermaid movie.
Yeah, it's fine. Haley Bailey can sing really well. My concern is not her singing. My concern is her acting ability.
Yeah, dude. Dear Lord, the internet was just.
And like I don't. It's not that she's a woman of color. I think they'll have been fine. I would rather got an actress, an actual like established actress.
I don't look, and this is just a me thing. Maybe I'm just tired. I didn't necessarily need another Little Mermaid movie anytime soon, and like I'm not loving this whole going back to the well and just doing the live action remakes all the time.
Well, my question is, what do they do when they run out of like stuff to remake?
They just make sequels or prequels, as we saw.
But like, I want them to get like to the point where they start remaking their 2000s live action or animated movies.
Well, they are, because Lilo and Stitch is already on the docket.
Lilo and Stitch, but
because it's the Marcel the Shell.
Yeah,
director.
I can't remember his name, but yeah, let's do that. Let's do Treasure Planet. Let's do Home on the Range live action. Atlanta's live action be pretty good.
Yeah, dude. Garth's right. People getting racist over hobbits, elves, and mermaids. Yeesh. That's been the internet the last 3 weeks.
I want to find out where you get melatonin under the sea. No, not melatonin, melanin. I'm sorry, melanin.
My favorite though is that people look. It's not like the most beautiful trailer or anything, but everyone losing their minds that it looks so dark. And I was like, I mean, she's underwater.
It's underwater,
and underwater is inherently a dark place. Yeah. Like that, it really doesn't bother me.
One would say it's ground space.
But I'm also not the biggest fan of Rob Marshall.
No, he's it's been a while since if he's ever had like a big hit. I mean, I really like Mary Poppins Returns.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's got great music.
Yeah,
I like the cast. Yeah, I mean, look, that was a Hail Mary sequel. That was, can we still make Mary Poppins relevant for a modern audience without Julie Andrews? The audience went, fine.
I mean, we want Julie Andrews just in the Aquaman movie.
Yeah, which opened like the same weekend.
Yeah, it did. Or weekend after, around the same time.
Same December.
Yeah. Pixar, we got some word on Elemental.
Yeah, which I'm very excited for. Also, Inside Out 2 was announced.
It was an interesting announcement just because like Pixar's kind of been out of the business of doing sequels after Toy Story 4. They've been trying to focus on more original films.
Yeah.
However, of the movies that they've done that haven't had sequels so far, I feel like Inside Out's the best suited for it.
And it's kind of funny because I thought that looking at what they were doing, to your point, I thought they were going to kind of move away from this stuff, but I feel like this is the one where they felt like they had a story to tell. So like I'm fine with it. It just seems so random and weird at the same time, but it could be very good.
I am a little saddened though that I guess it looks like Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling aren't coming back.
That's the rumor.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Pixar wises up and pays them what they're owed because they were integral parts of the first Pixar film. I'm sorry, of the first film. And I don't know who yet to replace them at this point because I feel like for me at least, there's like so synonymous with those characters.
I mean, it depends on what they do, right?
Yeah.
Because what if they change some of the emotions?
Yeah, that's the thing,
Like,
like
if fear is no longer a thing for her.
what? But, like,
But then again, like,
as a teenager, like, fear and disgust would probably be, like, central
oh
figures
no, no,
in their head.
100% I agree with you. I'm thinking about it, but then I also thought about, well, actually, we saw the inside of other people's heads, and all the emotions were the same. So you have to assume
Yeah, that they never change.
that they don't change, huh? Yeah, it's really unfortunate if we lost them because of money.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
that just sucks.
it does suck, and I know Pixar really does it kind of fit, you know, because look, Michael Keaton fell out of talks in Spider-Man: Homecoming once, and then he came back, and now given where he is, I think he regrets coming back to those talks. But hey,
It
it
can't
can.
be worse than the Batman situation right now for him.
I mean,
He went
no,
from being potentially like a head figure of the DCU moving forward to being one off in a movie that we still don't know if
we still
it's
don't know
actually ever going to be
when or
released.
if it's coming out.
Yeah,
But yeah, Elemental, it's beginning about society and following two characters who are based in fire and water. What shocked me about this one is like the fact that the main actor of the cast, Leah Lewis and Mamadou Athie, who are two smaller actors. Mamadou Athie is someone I've been like a low-key fan of. I think he's really solid. I'm excited to see what he does in this context. I think he's a really good actor. But also, like, this is probably like the most like low profile people that got to lead a Pixar movie in some time.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's very interesting. I'm going to be very curious to see the trailer for this movie. I know that this is one that they've been working on pretty heavily.
They have, yeah.
It's been in the works a while.
Yeah, yeah, and there's also the latest film from Peter San, which
Yeah.
I mean, his last one didn't go great, but that's not completely because of him.
Mhm. And look, dude, Pixar's on a run right now.
Yeah,
I loved Turning Red. I thought Turning
Turning
Red
Red
was
was
great.
excellent.
Um, I really, I need to see Luca. That's the only one I'm missing
Oh,
so
Luke is
far.
so good, man.
I quite loved Lightyear.
I really like Lightyear quite a
I
bit.
thought people were super hard on it for no reason. And I really liked Onward. It's not like amazing, but it had like a fun fantasy feel. I thought it was a little different.
But even with something
Um,
like Soul, which I would argue is
and I
like,
loved Soul
I would argue Soul's like a top 10 Pixar movie
easily.
easily. Like, I think
That
film is
score,
that score, the story, the theme. I think that movie is just like 9 different kinds of brilliant.
yeah, I love Soul.
Something I'm excited to see what they do next is they're doing shows now. Like they're doing like a full length animated series for Disney Plus, Win or Lose, which Will Forte
Yep,
is going to be the lead of.
yep. Which I'm very excited about. Will Forte is also such a gifted comedic actor, and he's
And a
great
gifted
on.
voice actor.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and he's great as a voice actor. Like, he's one of those. He's the rare name to me that actually can go from being in front of a camera, then also doing stuff in animation. Because we talk a lot about how nowadays it seems like they just kind of stunt cast to try to get people
Yeah.
into theaters. Forte is not that to me, in the same way that Robin Williams wasn't, in the same way that David Tennant's not. Like, Tennant is also shown to be like a really gifted voice actor on television and in movies. Like, these guys who can actually do stuff in front of a camera, but then actually do something equally as interesting behind.
Mhm.
That's huge.
Yeah, no, it is. I think that Forte is great. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see the content of the show. I think is so fascinating. I'm excited to see how it whole plays out.
Yeah, I am too, man. And them doing all these TV shows has been very interesting. There was one Pixar one, and the name is escaping me.
Elio.
That's the one I'm the most
Yeah,
excited about.
the one about the boy who's mistaken for an ambassador of Earth and is transported across the galaxy.
It sounds amazing.
It does-
And
it sounds-
the concept art was wonderful.
It sounds really great. America Ferrera is going to be a voice in it, which is
Yeah.
great. I love America. She's fantastic.
Yeah, dude. I thought it looked so cool, and I love the idea. Like, that synopsis has me sold
Yeah.
already. I love Pixar doing
Well,
more
because
sci-fi.
it's kind of like Last Starfighter.
Yeah,
minus the
exactly.
video
It's,
game.
it's straight up Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
But also, I'm glad that they weren't scared off by what happened with Lightyear. They could have
Yeah.
easily pumped the brakes and been like, "We're not going to do another sci-fi."
No
thing.
more sci-fi.
Because, to be honest with you, Disney used to be very reactionary.
Yeah.
So I was waiting for this kind of hammer to come down. I mean, look, there's probably not a world where we get like a Woody's Roundup movie. Although I would lose my shit for like a spaghetti western Woody
I think it's
Pixar
done.
film.
I would love
I
to
would
see
love
that.
to see it. I don't think it's ever going to happen. Get Timothy Oliphant to voice him.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it'd be so perfect.
I mean, I'll never say no to Timothy Oliphant anything.
Oh no, dude, do you remember him in Rango doing the Clint Eastwood as the man with no name? Oh my god, it's so good.
He was very good. I would love seeing him pop up and stuff.
I do too, man. It's just the best.
Yeah.
And he's so talented. He's another one, like, he can do anything.
I always thought he would make a good Bond villain.
Well, he was a good Die Hard villain, at least.
I mean, in a bad Die Hard movie, but yeah.
No, a good Die Hard.
No, a bad Die Hard movie.
That's no.
Yes.
There's one bad Die Hard movie.
No, there's like 2 bad and like 1 okay. They're 2, and 1. So I'm thankful that the franchise is retired. I mean, Bruce Willis kind of took that out of their hands. But I'm thankful the franchise has stopped before they made another bad movie.
Die Hard 5 is one of the worst studio movies of all time.
Yeah, Die Hard 5 is awful.
Like people want to know movies.
Die Hard 5 makes Die Hard 4 look like Die Hard 1.
I mean, it makes Die Hard 2 look like Die Hard 1.
That's true.
Sorry, Mike.
It makes House Party 2 look like House Party.
Shut the fuck up. Oh man, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back is so good. Was there anything else at D23 that like really stood out for you this year?
One that I want to talk about again from the animation panel. We got 2 more movies. One was Iwaju.
Oh yeah,
which is an Afro futuristic centric animated film.
The concept art for this was beautiful.
It was.
I don't know a lot about the story, but I liked what I saw concept art wise.
Yeah, I didn't talk too much about the story.
Looked very, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this one. And Disney Animation's been crushing it lately too, man.
They have.
Very good stuff.
And the other one they announced was Wish, which is a movie about Asha
Star.
Yeah, who's from King of Wishes, and a star comes to life after she wishes on it. Which Ariana DeBose is going to be the lead of.
I was kind of making fun of this one privately, just because I was like, do we need a origin story for the Disney wishing star? But at the same time, now you say that, and I'm like, actually, kind of curious.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
It does. And like, I think Disney Animation in the past, not in the 90s, like recently, in the past like 10 plus years, they've been killing it. Like, I feel like we're kind of in, because they had that big renaissance in the 90s.
Yeah.
We're essentially like in the new Disney renaissance, because it just seems like they just keep having hit after hit after hit, and they don't show any signs stopping. So
100%. But I love that they're taking a lot of chances. They're doing a lot of interesting things. To me, that's the most important thing right now.
Yeah.
Is them actually taking chances and doing stuff that actually matters to them. Like that's what I care about the most. We actually got a donation from Garth.
Oh, thank you, Garth.
Thank you, Garth. He said, what if the title of Indiana Jones 5 is just Indiana Jones, but they replace the S with a 5, so it's Indiana Jones? I keep my fingers crossed that Hugh Kwan will make an appearance in the movie. Oh, boy.
They should have just done the James Cameron Aliens pitch, where just like
put the money sign.
Indiana Jones, put the S and the money sign.
That's one of the greatest pitch stories of all time. If you guys have never heard that story, James Cameron went into the boardroom and he wrote literally his pitch to the Fox executives is he wrote Alien on the board and then added an S and put a money sign through it, and that's how he got.
That's how it goes. I would have gone to what if I was trying to pitch an Alien versus Predator sequel. Would have gone Aliens versus Predators, $signs on both, and then walk out the room.
I just want one good Alien versus Predator movie.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Why do you say that?
Because
I mean, we got a good Predator movie just now.
Yeah, and we've got good Alien movies. They can't be together.
I don't agree.
I mean, no, they can.
We've seen it happen time and again in comics and video games.
That's very different, though.
But you could do it.
You could do it. They won't do it. You could.
I mean, look, Freddy versus Jason was good.
No, it wasn't.
I mean,
Freddy versus Jason's your example?
Yeah, because at least it plays both worlds correctly. The characters feel like they're characters, although Freddy says some things he shouldn't say, obviously. But I like the movie. I think it actually treats the lore right for both.
I mean, I like the movie, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's good.
I mean, good is a relative term in horror. Considering some of those Friday the 13th movies. Oh, stop it! Learn to enjoy yourself.
I enjoy myself plenty.
Freddy versus Jason is a fun fucking movie, dude.
I mean, like when it's actually Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit about no Brandy or no Jason Ritter. Or what's nuts.
It's not the most egregious use of random people being in a horror movie. I just rewatched
Oh yeah,
that
no,
this week.
and H2O,
No, Halloween Resurrection.
but also H2O.
No. Halloween Resurrection.
But also H2O.
No, stop that.
Actually, oh shit, we've got the biggest announcement of the entire weekend. Christian fucking Slater
Is in Willow.
is gonna be in Willow.
I am excited for Willow.
One of the greatest actors of our generation, Christian Slater.
I'm actually that Willow trailer was great.
Yeah.
Both of them have been really good, and I'm so excited. And I love the scope. I love the feel. I'm glad to see Disney Plus also going in on these older fantasy properties, because we saw the first teaser for Percy Jackson, which was very good. I got very excited. It wasn't a lot.
I would need to ask somebody else how it looked. I've never read Percy Jackson. My only familiarity with Percy Jackson is the movies, which I've heard is not a very good representation.
It looks a lot more like the books.
Does it?
Okay. And it gave me the feel of the books more than the two movies ever did. I'll say this. The first movie, Lightning Thief, has moments that feel like it. The problem is that it makes a lot of concessions with the lore and starts to change things that it doesn't need to. This did not feel like that. And this felt like the world a lot more come to life and a lot more realized. And I think that it also helps that they're doing a TV show. You have more time to spend with the
characters. How many books are there? 6, 7?
There's actually more than that.
Really?
At this point, because there's the initial Percy Jackson series, but they've continued the series since.
Right, but like how many Percy Jackson movies are there? I want to
say 6.
6?
Yeah.
So like theoretically you could do like I don't know how many episodes it's gonna be, but you could theoretically do like a season per book.
That's what they said they're doing.
Yeah.
Cool. Rick Royden said that the idea is to cover a book.
And I like that. Well, something that looks like Disney Plus is doing, that they're bringing in their authors, the authors of the book, to authors who have seen their work be bastardized on screen for decades.
Yeah.
And they're letting them, kind of be more involved in the creative process. Like Rick Royden with Percy Jackson, the writer of the Spiderwick Chronicles, the writer of Aragon for the Inheritance Cycle TV show they're doing.
And I love that they're going in on fantasy like this, because fantasy's all the rage right now. Like the Game of Thrones prequel, House of Dragons, has been really good. Chance and I have been watching it. I'm really liking that. Lord of the Rings has been really good. Like fantasy's in demand right now, and we're starting to see these companies actually putting like real money into that. It's actually surprising that Conan fell by the wayside at Amazon, but I think it's because Lord of the Rings is also so costly. I can't imagine that they wanted to spend that much.
We only have enough cap space for one fantasy show, and Lord of the Rings is getting all of it.
No, I mean, I would love a Conan series though, done correctly. Like,
yeah, I mean, I love a Conan anything done correctly.
I really love Conan the Barbarian.
The first one's good.
Yeah.
The sequel's bad, and the
I have
remake
a soft spot
also
for
bad.
Destroyer. I don't think it's like amazing, but I really enjoy it. Oh hey Lego, yeah, you say Lord of the Rings 3 times and Lego appears in the chat. But man, I'm liking what we saw. Was there anything else that you got excited about, or
from D23, we got some theme park stuff, and
yeah, look, I mean, everyone on here knows that we like theme parks. Theme parks are our thing, man.
One of the crazy things I saw was the fact that I guess they're gonna have a like 8-foot tall Hulk animatronic walking around
Avengers
Campus, which that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, they're also retheming the Paradise Pier Hotel to become the Pixar Hotel.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of think Disney needs to at this point. I kind of agree. I think Disney needs to rename California Adventure, because it's no longer California Adventure.
It's just Disney Adventure now.
It's just Disney Adventure now?
It's been that way for a while.
Oh, interesting.
We all call it DCA still because that's what we're used to, but it's kind of gone by the soft name Disney Adventure for a while.
Interesting.
But I don't disagree with you.
The island of IP.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it's become, to be honest with you. I really liked what we saw. The Avengers ride looks super cool.
Yeah, the multiverse one.
Yeah, with King Thanos.
I mean, I can't speak to Avengers Campus or the Spider-Man ride.
You and I have not been.
We've not been. I've not gotten a chance to ride that.
But I also miss a Bugs Land. So
I do miss a Bugs Land.
I really liked Bugs Land. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Bugs Land was great.
I mean, I have a big nostalgia for the original Bugs Life. I watched that movie so much. I used to wear out VHS tapes.
It's like my number 2 or 3 Pixar movie still.
See, that's fucking wild. Like, I love that movie.
It's the nostalgia.
I know, but like I have nostalgia, and I can't put it in top 10.
I don't know, man. It's also
the movie's more brilliant.
Well, sure, but I'm just talking about like enjoyment level.
Sure.
And that movie also has a wild cast of they were like, let's just get sitcom actors and put it in. And I love that. A Bug's Life is so good. Oh, David makes a good point. Amazon also has Wheel of Time. I forgot
they do have Wheel of Time.
I have not watched that.
Yeah,
yet.
a show we have not seen. But
no. Rosamund Pike, right?
Yeah, they have enough cap space for 2 fantasy shows and
not Conan the Barbarian.
Not Conan the Barbarian.
I wanted Conan the Barbarian. Damn it.
I mean, hey, go to Netflix.
Yeah, weren't they supposed to do a Dread series? What the hell happened to that?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they were currently doing an Assassin's Creed show, which
no, but Amazon.
Oh, Amazon. Were they really?
They were supposed to do Dread.
That's right. Would Carl ever come back?
I mean, look, he's in the family.
That's true. He is.
He's on The Boys. Anything can happen.
He's already contracted for that show. You can't put him out for two things. It's not his contract.
Contracts. I'm trying to think if there's anything else from D23 that like. I liked hearing the concept art or concept and seeing the art for the Princess of the Frog.
I was about to bring that up. The Tiana Bayou adventure.
Yeah, I love it. It's a sequel to the movie. I think that's super cool. All the actors are coming back to voice the characters. I thought that was really great. I'm assuming that they voiced all their stuff while they were doing the TV show for Disney Plus.
Which I do wonder if the guy Bruno Campbell is coming back. He's like not an actor anymore. I think he's like a lawyer.
I mean, he must be. It sounded like they were getting everyone that they could.
Yeah.
But I loved this. This is such a smart overlay.
Yeah.
And look, it's probably beyond time. I love Splash Mountain, but time to go.
Zippity-doo-dah, my happy ass slave.
I'm just saying. Time to go.
I was shocked that it's getting overdone in both parks. I thought it was only going to be Anaheim, but no, I guess it's both.
I kind of wish that we were not doing everything between all the parks all the time.
Well, because I think that's kind of what I like about why I was so okay with Mission Breakout, just because Tower Terror still exists in Orlando, and I think that's I also think that's the better Tower Terror between the two of them.
Yeah, it is.
Which is why I'm like, okay, I miss Tower Terror in Anaheim, but at least we still have the one in Orlando. But like, they're getting a Splash Mountain everything. They want to bury this movie.
Yeah, but this is everything, right? Like, I'm glad Toontown's getting a new attraction at Disneyland, but did it have to be Mickey's Railway? And that's such a stupid thing. I know I'm being pedantic, but it's like I liked the idea of things being a little different. So if I went to Orlando, there was, and there still will be, don't get me wrong, it's not like we're getting Pandora over here anytime soon, at least as far as we are aware.
I mean, James Cameron will probably will that into existence.
God. I mean, I wonder if Disney will ever get a third gate in Anaheim. I think about that a lot.
I think eventually they will.
I think they have to. It was so close to happening.
I have to imagine they're like the main source of commerce for Anaheim, if not definitely top 3.
Yeah. I mean, it was super close to happening at one point. And there was land that the company had that was great for it.
Yeah.
But it was also contingent on they wanted to buy Garden Walk, which was across the street from Disney. If you guys have ever been to Anaheim, this is like weird inside baseball stuff. But Anaheim has there's downtown Disney, which is connected to the parks and the hotels area. But if you cross the street away from Disney and go down a little bit, there's a place called Garden Walk that they wanted to create basically a second downtown Disney district.
Interesting.
And then connect it to a third gate on the other side.
Fascinating.
And it just never happened because Anaheim blocked them from buying Garden Walk. So it's kind of a thing because Disney and Anaheim don't tend to get along, apparently.
Which is odd considering all Disney's probably done for Anaheim.
I know, but Disney also strong arms.
Yeah, no, they strong arm people, sure, but like look at all the money they're probably bringing in.
Yeah, I know, but I digress. It's all kind of a weird thing.
Yeah.
But it seemed like a good weekend at D23. I was living vicariously through quite a few people we knew who were there. Lots of really cool pictures. Lots of really cool information. Oh, and the Muppet Christmas Carol is getting the extended version on Disney Plus, which is good for people who are looking forward to that.
Yeah, good people who actually like the song that keeps getting cut over and over again.
Yeah, but I'm glad that they're putting it on there.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. Like, I think it's good to have the extended version on Disney Plus. If we don't have it on physical at this point on the Blu-ray, at least it'll live on in some capacity somewhere. And apparently they actually did like a 4K restoration to it. So
it did, which I love Muppet Christmas Carol. It's my favorite. It's my favorite Christmas Carol.
It's mine too. My number 2 is the Doctor Who one. You had to expect it.
No, I didn't. I'm expecting you to wise up one day.
No, because Doctor Who is good, actually.
No, it ain't.
Stop it.
Chat. Type F in the chat if you think Doctor Who sucks, or type F in the chat to show the Doctor Who sucks.
I am very disappointed in you. I should not expect any less from you. Here we are.
Okay, now I'm gonna post a question in the chat. What do you think about Doctor Who? Type 1 for great, type 2 for bad, and type 3 if you're just here so you won't get fined.
And type 4 if you literally couldn't care less about chances for science moment. But I digress. Garth put 1. So there you go.
Oh yeah, Garth, you don't count.
We don't write off Garth.
I write off the Irish. You don't count.
Oh my god. So we've kind of covered everything we can with D23. There's a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, David's right. We did get the Doctor Who, the final special featuring Jodie Whittaker. The title came out today. It is The Power of the Doctor, which I'm very excited about.
I mean, are they just going to show the power of the dog instead? It must be much better than watching Doctor Who.
I am going to smack you. Stop this. Let's get into it then, because we're talking about...
Was Cumberbatch on Doctor Who ever?
Who?
Was Cumberbatch on Doctor Who ever?
I have to look. A lot of people have been.
I know, but I'm just curious. I mean, maybe it might have been. I don't know.
A lot of people have been. A lot of people.
But I will say this, though. You did, I mean, not you, but the show did get me to want to watch whatever special they're doing this year.
Because of NPH?
Yep, that's it.
Neil Patrick
You
Harris.
told me, I'm just like, fine, I'll watch.
I'm telling you, man, I think you'll like it more than you expect.
I've watched Doctor Who. I have not been impressed.
We'll talk about that off there. So, because in the spirit of the D23 of it all, in the spirit of we've been talking about Avengers Campus, in the spirit of the fact that we spent a lot of time talking about Marvel, it only makes sense to talk about Marvel Phase 5 and what we're most excited about in Phase 5 right now. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about our 5 most anticipated projects. It's not just the movies. This can television. This could have been the ride. I don't know if it really counts because it's kind of outside continuity, but like if you wanted to...
the ride is not canon, so we are not counting that.
Well, actually, it is, but it's not. Everything is technically canon, even though nothing is canon. Does that make sense?
So it's not canon.
Multiverse.
It's not canon.
Like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films are
They're
canon.
not canon.
They are absolutely
They are not
canon.
part of the MCU.
No, but they're still canon to the MCU.
No, then
they have to be, because Toby showing up and his world and his stories all had to happen to him to get him to that moment. So regardless, and the villains too.
I don't think that was the same. I don't think that was the same Tobey Maguire. I think it was a different one.
Oh my god. Stop this.
No. I'll explain why that was not the same Tobey Maguire that we saw in the Raimi films. You want to know why?
Because he's 20 years older?
No, that's not why. You want to know why?
Why?
How many tears did he shed in No Way Home?
I mean, he looked very sad.
Now look at sad. How many tears did he shed in No Way Home?
We don't know.
He didn't shed any. We know. We saw the movie.
Stop this.
Tobey Maguire Spider-Man cries over everything. He cries over losing Uncle Ben. He cries over losing MJ. He cries over delivering pizzas.
Please type F in the chat for Chance's bad Tobey Maguire take.
No. Look, they are canon, yes, but they are not part of the MCU. Get those motherfuckers out of here.
Well, that's what I mean, though. It's canon.
Sure.
But it's not like...
But again, nothing Spider-Man. Nothing Spider-Man.
It's very different. But that's the only problem with multiverse stuff.
Yeah.
Inherently, you start getting into... Good. The chat is putting F in the chat.
Boo you.
I like right now that the multiverse stuff is fun to play with, but it does get murky because then you start talking about it. It's like, well, technically everything is canon, but also not to like the sacred timeline.
You know what? I will give the MCU. But you know what? Forget the MCU Fantastic Forecast. Bring back the fuckers from the Roger Corman one from the 90s.
Dude, I'd lose my mind. That movie is... You haven't seen it yet.
No, I haven't.
I can't wait to watch it with you.
I did
I own it.
I did watch some of the copy that you gave me to send to the Deacons.
Oh, yeah.
Which I still not watched. I told you, watch it or else.
How dare they?
How dare they not watch it?
We spent money on postage for that.
I spent money on postage for that.
Well, I spent money on the movie and then
that's true.
Sent it to them. So, it counts.
Yeah, that's right. But so we spent money on that.
Yeah, we spent money on this and the Deacons haven't even watched it.
Where's the watch?
He's mad at me because I'm going to beat him in fantasy football this year.
A sentence that I never thought I'd hear you say, but hey, you won this week. I didn't. So
I mean, look, I did. I won, and I won pretty handedly against the undefeated champ from last year. So, you know what? You're all on alert. What the show, fantasy football? You're all on alert. All right, so let's start with you. Let's go through your list. What are you most
Are
excited
we going
about?
like 5-5, 4-4?
Yeah, we might as
All
well.
right, so my number 5 is the Thunderbolts.
Okay. Yeah, you and I had it's my number 4, so that's fine.
Yes, yeah, Thunderbolts. I think is I love the concept so much. I really thought the concept of Suicide Squad was really great, and I want to see what Marvel does. Marvel does when they, try their hand at it. I want to
Love the
see
cast.
what gets added to the lineup, just because I feel like right now it's a lot of people who do the same thing.
I also think that they're waiting out some more.
Yeah, because I feel like there are other people like Abomination. I think is going to be a part of it.
Yeah. I've heard heavy rumors that the Punisher might be involved.
That'd be fun.
Because I've also,
even though again he also does the same thing.
Well, I've also heard he's supposed to potentially appear somewhere else first.
Really interesting.
And that might be part of the reasoning. But I think if it starts shooting soon, they're going to have to announce it regardless.
Yeah.
I really like the cast. I'm really excited. I bet you Zemo ends up being the villain because there's
because I thought about him, just like he got away at the end of.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Falcon Winter Soldier since it dropped or since it premiered, so I'm a little hazy on the details. But if I recall correctly, he got away.
He did.
So yeah, Zemo being the villain would make a lot of sense. But I also think that with the announcement of the Captain America New World Order, the fact that the leaders, because the way Falcon Winter Soldier ended, Emily Van Camp, Sharon Carter, she's still doing stuff.
Yep.
I thought she was going to be the villain of that movie of Captain America 4, but now that the leaders announced, I think she's gonna be another villain in the Thunderbolts too.
I think she could be in both too.
She could be in both.
I think Thunderbolts and New World Order are actually going to be pretty heavily tied together, actually, especially if the rumor of more Hulk type stuff being in New World Order ends up being true.
I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah, it would 100%.
Bring back Ty Burrell.
Dude, that I've been wanting that forever. Actually, I think it'd be great.
He ain't busy.
If we got Ty Burrell back, I would actually not hate if they brought back Liv Tyler either. But I also wouldn't hate if they recast the character.
Yeah, I mean, Liv Tyler's I could take her leave.
I say recast her with Jen Connolly and like really mess with the multiverse aspect of it all, because she's my favorite part of.
Are we gonna bring back Sam? Oh my god, what the fuck's the last name? Oh my god, I used to do this for money.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Oh no.
5.
Repeat the question.
I don't even know what we're talking about.
Mustache.
Oh, Sam Elliott.
Yes, thank you.
From Tombstone.
Yeah.
We have a poster of him downstairs.
I know about him downstairs. I just had like a weird. All that come to my mind is Sam Shepard. I'm like, it's not Sam Shepard. What the fuck?
God bless.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, wow. I used to get paid to do this.
Yeah. Good job, bud.
I'm rusty. I'm not in fighting shape right now.
That's fair. My number 5 then, actually, because my number 4 was Thunderbolts.
Mm-hmm.
My number 4 is actually Daredevil Born Again.
I would be more inclined to be more excited for Daredevil if it wasn't 18 episodes.
I'm more excited though because Feige is so directly involved, and I'm very curious how he's going to use it. I already liked what we saw with his 2 scenes in No Way Home. It was just fun seeing Murdoch there. I liked Kingpin a lot in Hawkeye. I just wish he had been in it more. I'm excited that they're both in Echo, and I'm very excited that he's popping up in She-Hulk soon. So, like, just more Matt Murdock.
I think
great.
This week's.
Yeah, I think it is. I'm very excited because I really love Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. I'm excited to see a proper MCU Daredevil. And that's not like to take a dig at the Netflix shows. I really like season 1. The season 2 was good. I like the Punisher stuff the most in it, though, which is not the takeaway I'm probably supposed to have in a Daredevil show. And I never finished season 3 because I hated the Defenders. So I'm kind of here for bringing it back and like refocusing it. And if we're doing it in a world where the Netflix shows are kind of put by the wayside, I'm cool with it. Like soft rebooting it is absolutely the way to go, because that Kingpin is not the same Kingpin in Hawkeye as he is in Daredevil. He's too superpowered in the Hawkeye show. I felt like he ripped the door off of a fucking car.
What if he could he have done that in?
I don't think so.
Again, my memory in Dead was a little hazy because again, I watched the first 2, didn't watch the third. I was a little burnt out with that whole.
You and I are on the same page.
Yeah, I may have to, but from Iron Fist to the Defenders, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I just Defenders is really bad. Everyone keeps Mike K just said and so did Reefism, how good season 3 was. I mean, I'll get to it.
I heard season 3 was a bounce back, so maybe
Yeah.
I'll get to it at some point.
I just also 13 episodes is a lot, but this is going to be 18. But we also don't know. They could be 30-minute episodes.
They could. If it's 18, 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, but I'm glad they're doing it. And D'Onofrio and Cox seem very excited to be back and getting to do this again. Born Again is such a great title, and it's a great run to go off of.
What a time to be Charlie Cox. You go from being Daredevil to being Daredevil.
Good for him, man.
Good for you.
Yeah, I hope it's good. I'm excited. So that's my number 5. It's why it was at the bottom, because it's not like we haven't seen these guys before, but it's good that they're getting a chance to do it again, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. My number 4 is something we kind of hinted a little while ago. Captain America: New World Order.
Nice.
I kind of hesitate to call it Captain America 4 because it's kind of like Captain America 1B.
Yeah, it's
the B stands for black.
I like it.
It's Black in America in full force.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I really did like Falcon Winter Soldier. I thought Mackie was great in it. I've always been a fan of Mackie. I'm excited to see him at the forefront of stuff now.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see his point of view as a black man being Captain America. I think that could be very interesting. Also, Julius Ona directed one of my favorite movies the past couple of years, Loose.
Oh yeah,
which is a phenomenal fucking film. Which I think it's on Hulu. If you haven't seen it, go watch Loose. It's a incredibly tense, really seat gripping movie. I'm excited to see what he does in this universe.
And they're calling it a paranoid thriller, which I love.
Yeah, and also the addition of talked about earlier. We're finally paying off what we set up
in 2008
with Tim Blake Nelson as the leader. And Tim Blake Nelson, fantastic actor, great character actor. I'm excited to see him come back. I'm excited to see him get like some real, some really good material to work with.
Me too, man. I'm so excited. And again, the paranoid thriller thing has me like so hyped because it sounds a little different and it could be fun. And I like that they're doing this. It just sounds very cool. And again, to your point, interesting director choice because Luce is really great.
I didn't know you saw it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Alex pushed me to watch it because Alex really loved that movie. When I think he saw it at a test screening before it came out.
Yeah, it was my number 2 the year it came out.
I didn't see it until after the fact. I mean, it was one of the I watched it over time sort of things because Alex kept being like, "Did you finally watch it?" And I was like, "No," and he was like,
"Kind of like Frank with Triple R."
Yeah, it was exactly like Frank with Triple R actually. But I really dug it, man. And I'm really excited for this. It's so cool having Tim Blake Nelson back. That was such a nice reveal out of D23. Yeah, I'm digging it. I'm into it. Go to your number 3 because you already got my number 4.
My number 3 is Loki season 2.
I almost put that on there, but I took it out for 2 other projects.
I mean, the thing is, I know what we've already seen a season of Loki, but here's the thing: the first season of Loki was phenomenal. I think that is
it's still my
pretty
number 1.
heftily the number 1 MCU Disney Plus show we've seen so far. And not only are we bringing that for a second season, we're bringing in Aaron Moorhead and Benson.
Yep.
To direct a good chunk of it.
And they directed 2 of the best episodes of Moon Knight by far.
So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see more Ke-Huy Quan in the world.
Goddamn right, the Ke-Huy Quanaissance.
Ke-Huy Quanaissance. I by the way, hope he gets nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Everything Ever All at Once. It might happen.
I think it might.
It might. But yeah, no, I think that the only reason it's not higher on my list is because there are some newer things that we haven't seen that I'm more interested in.
Sure.
But regardless, I think more of the best MCU show. I'm down. I'm sold. I am ready. Ejected in my veins.
Yeah. The only reason it wasn't on my list was strictly because
we'd already
seen it. But at the same time, I'm super thrilled. I just can't wait to watch it regardless.
If Ke-Huy Quan was not announced to join the cast, probably wouldn't be on my list. But he elevates it.
I mean, dude, that one picture, by the way, of him and Harrison Ford was the most wholesome picture on the internet. That could have brought world peace, to be honest with you. I'm just so excited.
The smile on his face. He should be in Stranger Things 5. Stranger Things 5, yeah.
He really should. He should just be in everything.
He should be.
I just like this guy. He's the best. So my number 3 is Secret Invasion.
That's my 2.
Okay, yeah. Talk about paranoid thriller. This trailer kind of blew me away because I wasn't really sure what to expect. And it felt way more serious and way more grounded and way more like a 70s body thriller than like it felt like secret or not secret Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
Like that was the feel I was getting.
Me too.
And it was super cool. And I love that Fury's the lead.
Yeah, that's my biggest selling point of this, because we've seen Samuel L. Jackson, a great actor, loves this character.
Yeah.
He's been in this since 2008.
100%.
He's been waiting for a chance to be at the forefront of a franchise, or not the franchise, of
a movie or a
property,
project.
of a project. He's getting that. Not only is he getting that chance, he's getting like 6 hours to lead a show.
Yeah, it fucking rules.
Yeah, no, I think this is great. I like the Ben Mendelsohn back again. A lot of the actors they brought in. I love Olivia Colman. I think she's fantastic. So yeah, Secret Invasion, one of my favorite comic storylines too. I just love the whole, can you really trust what you're seeing from this other person?
And I'm wondering how it's going to affect our look at the MCU overall, because I think there's going to be some like pretty game-changing reveals, and they've also said that whatever happens with Armor Wars will like dovetail out of Secret Invasion, which I think is super interesting.
Interesting.
So I'm very curious how it's all going to kind of come together. But the trailer was thrilling, and I was so into it, man. It was so good.
It looked really good. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's Secret Invasion's absolutely up there for me. It's just aces.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my number 3. What's your number 3?
I mean, no, it would be your 2, because
right.
Secret Invasion, my 2.
My number 2 is a movie that you and I have been talking about for a while now.
I
know exactly. Yeah, I know you know. It's Blade.
That's my one.
Yes,
that's my one.
I look, man. I fucking love Blade, and I'm so excited that we're getting a Blade movie. And I feel bad that Mahershala Ali came out on stage long ago.
He is still waiting backstage to be called up by Feige at D23.
I just want this movie so badly.
I'm almost coming. I know it. I'm waiting, Kevin. You take that phone text. Kevin, I'm waiting backstage in costume. We're gonna do this. Yoko. I'm still waiting.
I'm just so excited, man. It looks so fucking good.
I mean, we haven't seen it, but like just purely because
yeah.
I think Mahershala Ali,
we've heard his voice.
Yeah. That's all we've heard.
Because he pops into Eternals.
The disembodied voice of Blade.
Yeah.
Which I fairly probably just threw him into because he would not stop calling.
But I love how hands-on he's been, because he's producing this thing.
He is, yeah.
Like this movie exists because he willed it into existence.
Yeah, I mean, I love the character of Blade, but also like Mahershala Ali. I think Mahershala Ali is probably the best actor they've recruited to play a Marvel superhero since Brie Larson.
Yeah, easily.
I mean, that's not to slight the talent of anybody else they've cast since then, but like Mahershala Ali is a 2-time Oscar winner.
Right.
He's the dude who is he's one of the best actors working today. He brings the level of gravitas to everything he does. And the fact that it's something he really cares about, something he wants to do, I'm excited to see what his Blade looks like in full force.
Me too. And I think that they're going to do something really cool. Obviously, like we didn't talk about it, but Werewolf by Night blew me away. I thought that trailer was so great.
Which he was going to be in.
Yeah. But I love that we're getting into the supernatural side now of the MCU in a way that we've never done before.
Yeah.
I just think it's really interesting. And Werewolf by Night would have been on here, but it's a Phase 4.
Phase 4 doesn't count.
It would have been my number 1.
I know.
That trailer is remarkable. I'm so excited by Werewolf by Night. Like everything about it looks great. I love its black and white. I love the grindhouse feel. I love the campy like creep show feel. I love that man thing is in it. Everything about it is just hitting all the right notes for me.
I love that Giacchino's trying to direct something.
Yeah, I mean, because he's done shorts and stuff in the past, but he's never done this. So that's super exciting.
They go to him when we're scoring Thor: Love and Thunder. Hey, Giacchino, what you doing for the next month? I don't know. Want to direct a short? Sure.
Yeah.
If John Optic can do it, so can I.
Yeah. And Garth makes an excellent point. Is Moon Knight is his first appearance was in Werewolf by Night, so he could make a cameo in it. I wouldn't mind that. I think that there's
Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Blade could still potentially pop in.
Potentially, maybe it's a whole misdirect, because I feel like Midnight Suns is definitely something that could.
Oh, they're absolutely building to Midnight Suns. Like you and I have both talked about it a lot. People find Phase 4 a little aimless, and maybe to a degree I could understand, but I feel like there's very specific things that are being built out.
Do you think about like kind of like how your roster's been sort of depleted since Endgame? So. Kind of like with Phase 1, you're taking time to establish the people who are going to be your new cornerstones of the MCU.
Yeah, and what if we have multiple teams? Because the Avengers is no more, really, like if you think about it. So in that regard, when you build out the Thunderbolts. That's a government-controlled team.
Midnight Sun, supernatural
Mhm.
fighting squad.
Young Avengers trying to pick up the mantle of the people that built them or made them or helped create them, or like there's so many ways to take this that's super interesting. The Eternals can lead to things like, well,
I'll let you finish that.
yeah, no, I had a thought and then my mind kind of like
Yeah.
topped out. But then like Guardians was a
Yeah.
perfect example with Guardians 2 of setting up the Guardians 3000. Like there's still more you can do. And I like that we're seeing that side of it. That's really exciting.
Yeah, so I mean, I hope Moon Knight shows up, because we haven't really gotten word on what Oscar Isaac's going to be doing with the MCU in the future. I highly doubt he never comes back.
Mm.
I feel like there's no way he doesn't come back in some capacity later.
Oh yeah, no, definitely not.
But yeah, I hope he cameos. I hope they both cameo. Maybe the whole Blade thing's misdirect and he actually does show up. But
I would love it.
It'd be so weird to have his first cameo be in like a Disney Plus special.
I mean, but it would make sense too. Like we see that type of stuff all the time. So why not? Fuck it. I mean, I'm cool with it.
All right. So what's your number one?
My number one is Guardians Volume 3.
Interesting. Yeah, that nearly made my list.
Yeah, it's for me. It's the fact that we're finally getting the movie. It's the fact that I'm shocked we still haven't seen very much from it. It comes out in May, but I'm just glad that Gunn got to finally make the movie that he wanted to make. I really almost had Ant-Man here, but the truth is I'm just excited that we're getting the first trilogy capper from one
person.
Filmmaker. Yeah, from one filmmaker with the team that he wanted.
Well, I mean, no, Ant-Man will get capped first.
Yeah, no. Hear me out. Guardians was clearly written first. Guardians would have happened beforehand had the stuff not transpired.
Yeah, no, I know.
So to me, because the script, he's admitted the script really didn't change. They basically used Love and Thunder to put everything kind of back on track. To me, this is the first time a filmmaker kind of saw it all the way through. And like Peyton came on to Ant-Man late. He was not the first director.
I know.
Gunn was.
But he still made the movie.
No, sure. But Gunn has been the driving force fully of Guardians from point A to now. So to me, he's like the one filmmaker who's seen it from inception all the way to the end. And I think that's really interesting. And that makes me excited for it. I love those characters. I think it's going to be very emotional. I think he's going to end it in a very specific way that he leaves his mark. And that includes on those characters. And it'll be very interesting to see which of those characters continues on from there or which ones can't.
I mean, I feel like it's going to be Star-Lord. I mean, I think it's going to be Star-Lord, Rocket, and Groot. That's about it.
I don't know if Rocket makes it out of the movie.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think Rocket makes it out. I don't think Drax makes it out.
Drax for sure doesn't make it out.
I even think that Nebula is a wild card because she's become so beloved. I could see them pulling something like that.
They must maintain Chris supremacy though, so Pratt's not going anywhere.
Yeah, I think this is, for me, that's why this is my number one. It just, there's something about it that makes it such an interesting final piece in a lot of ways, and the fact that Gunn is like very clearly moved on to do other things, but he still got to come back.
He's entered his George Lucas phase.
Yeah.
And that's not me dissing his talent. That's me just like talking about his look, because his hair. He was a brunette not too long ago. And then he just
stopped dyeing his hair.
He stopped dyeing his hair.
He's like Knoxville. Once he stopped dyeing his hair, you were like, Jesus.
Jesus, you're old.
But I like it. It's a good look on it.
It is a good look on him.
But that's my number one, is Volume 3.
And Mahershala Ali is walking in disappointment from the sidelines in his Blade costume.
Yeah.
You're not excited for me, PJ.
He was my number 2.
I'm better than Guardians.
Oh my god. So
he's like right now he's in the middle of like texting Feige for the 50th time.
There's so much.
We're doing stuff.
There's so much good stuff to look forward to.
Oh, there is, man. I'm so excited for this.
Phase 5 looks great. Phase 6 is already shaping up really nicely. Like,
yeah.
It's hard to argue. There's a lot of good stuff.
I mean, had we included Phase 6, Kang Dynasty and Secret Secret Invasion would have been my number one. That's not
honestly
Wars.
Yeah,
that was right the first time.
You were right the first time. I'd probably make that one project almost, just because it'll probably
probably
together. But I'm super excited. I can't wait for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Fantastic Four. There's so much good stuff to look forward to. Plus, like season 2s of a lot of these shows. the Marvels. Like, there's so much good stuff coming.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to pick and choose. So we've gone through those. Now we got to talk about our last topic for this day, and then we're going to get out of here. We only have a couple months left, but there's some good movies coming out.
Yeah.
I'll start this time because we started with you last time, but
Right.
we're going to do our top 5 most anticipated films for the rest of the year. Spoiler alert, Avatar is not on mine.
Mine neither.
Good, great. No one get your hopes up to hear about Avatar in this conversation again. My number 5 right now, and I am like more ridiculously excited for this movie than I probably should be, is Violent Night starring David Harbour.
Of course.
Because I'm always here for like weird genre bending.
I'm willing to bet like your list is going to be like all horror except for one, and I know which one that is.
Actually, it's not, surprisingly enough.
Mm-hmm.
But Violent Night has me very excited. I love that it's done by some of the John Wick people, which I think is super interesting. I love Harbour playing a violent Santa saving people from terrorists. Like, everything about this checks every box for me right now. I'm all in.
Yeah, I mean, Violent Night looks fun. I mean, I love this kind of streak we're on of like unconventional Santas. We had Mel Gibson a few years ago.
God.
And then we had now we're getting David Harbour.
Yeah.
I want a Black Santa movie.
I mean, Friday After Next.
But like an actual Santa Claus.
No, I know. But I'd watch that.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, isn't that Dwayne Johnson's doing it?
But is he Santa?
Yeah,
it's
that one he's doing for Amazon.
Okay, but I want like a Wesley Snipes or Ice Cube type.
I mean, I would. Yeah, I do too. But I'm just saying there is one.
Yeah. I forgot. I knew it was holiday.
That's the Ross and Marshall Thurber one.
Yeah. It's Red something.
Yeah,
I forget what it's called, but yeah. So my number 5 is Disney presents Strange World.
That's my number 4.
Yeah, I think I'm a sucker for animation. I think that Strange World looks fascinating. We haven't like really seen Disney try anything like this since, like, they did like Atlantis or Meet the Robinsons. It didn't work out for them then, but they're in a new era, new regime right now. So I think that this could work out. You got a really great cast. I love that Jake Gyllenhaal is like finally trying to get into voice work because he's such a great actor, and I like that he's trying all these new kind of projects like this. Dennis Quaid's in the movie. You got Lucy Liu, Gabrielle Union, all part of it as well. I think the world looks just so interesting. It's like I remember the first time I saw it, but I was taken aback. And it's like, I've never seen a Disney anime movie quite like this.
No, I love the visuals. This looks so different. It feels like the old like pulp magazines and stuff, which is 100% the vibe it's going for, down to having the person talking like this in the trailer. Like, I love that. It feels like a serial.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's super exciting, and I love it. It just looks super fucking cool. I'm really into it. So this is my number 4 for that same reason. And I love the cast. Gyllenhaal doing it is exciting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love everything about this.
I agree. So my number 4 back. Yeah. My number 4 is Babylon.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't even watch the trailer yet.
I haven't either, but this is purely on the strength of how much I love Chazelle as a filmmaker.
Yeah.
Right now he's 3 for 3 for me. I think Whiplash is excellent. I really like La La Land. I think First Man's really great. So, and like anytime he's making another movie, I'm like, sign me up. This looks like another one kind of like the La La Land thing, where I think it makes it a favorite for Best Picture at the Oscars next year, because
Oh yeah,
the Academy loves movies about how great the movies are.
Yeah,
that's how they are. But I think you have like a great cast. I mean, you have Brad Pitt, who's excellent, Margot Robbie, among so many others. The cast for this movie is incredibly stacked.
Tobey Maguire, the aforementioned.
Tobey Maguire, yeah. I wasn't going to mention him because I think there's better actors in the movie, but
no, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire is in the movie.
Yeah,
but still, I mean, good for him. I'm glad he's getting more work, even though, well, for all intents and purposes, I've heard he's like not a great dude. But point is, I think that from what I've heard about this, I've heard like, it's really stylish, really indulgent type of film, and it kind of shows like the darker side of old school Hollywood, which I'm very fascinated with.
Yeah.
So I think Babylon looks great. I think Chazelle's a fantastic director, so I'm excited to see what he's got next.
Yeah, I like Chazelle. I like everything he's done so far. I'm looking forward to it. It didn't crack my top 5. There's some other stuff that I'm more excited about, but I'm super curious.
That lacks the power of Violent Night, but okay, that's fine.
Look, at least I'm honest in my picks of things that I like. My number 3 is Wakanda Forever.
Didn't make my list.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I can't not.
I mean, that trailer is great.
I love Coogler,
I
man.
was looking forward to one comic movie towards the end of the year, and that was Shazam. That is no longer.
That was
not that I'm not looking forward to Wakanda Forever. It's just like, I'm more questionable about it than I am excited, if that makes sense.
no, it's totally fair. But I love Coogler. Every year he's made a movie, it's always ended up being a top movie of the year for me.
Mhm.
So safe money is on. I'm going to love this, but obviously there's a lot of question marks,
Yeah,
and I think
exactly.
that's the other reason have it so kind of in the middle is that the question marks have me both curious and nervous. But I can't wait to see it, and that trailer is incredible. I mean,
It
I
is.
get chills every time I see it.
Yeah.
So that's my number 3.
My number 3 is Glass Onion.
Oh fuck! How did I leave Glass Onion off my list?
Yeah, I adore Knives.
Fuck.
I adore Ryan Johnson. I adore Knives Out. So I'm excited to see, because the first one's a pretty like subversive take on what we know to be a whodunit mystery.
Yeah.
I'm very curious what the angle is going to be this time, since he's already done. He already did it the way he did it prior. So I'm curious to like how he's going to do it as for a second time around.
Yeah. This is like a super glaring omission on my list now. I'm really mad at myself.
I was shocked that it wasn't on there.
I'm mad at myself now because I don't know why I didn't think about it. Like
But yeah,
blanked from my mind.
you have Daniel Craig in a franchise world that doesn't make him want to kill himself every day.
Yeah.
Benoit Blanc,
And I
who's
loved
great.
the trailer. I thought it was so good.
Yeah, the trailer looked really good. I love the new cast. I mean, you got Dave Bautista, you got Katherine Hahn, Leslie Odom Jr., Kate Hudson, Jessica Henwick's in the movie, Janelle Monáe, so many fantastic actors and actresses.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm excited for another whodunit Ryan Johnson mystery.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's already got a good track record of it coming off of Brick originally to this, so
Yeah.
I'm all for it. This is going to be great. It should have made my list. I'm a fucking idiot, but that's beside the point. My number 2 is Halloween Ends. No shock.
I fucking knew it.
Wait,
what about your 3?
Wakanda Forever.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot we skipped over one of yours. Okay, so 2.
Yeah. 2 is Halloween Ends. This
course,
should not
of
shock
course,
anyone.
no.
Anyone watching this podcast or listening to this podcast should not be surprised that Halloween Ends made my list. Halloween Kills is so good, and I'm coming off a real high still of how much I loved that movie. And I'm excited to see them do their own trilogy end to this story that they set out to do. It's now the second time that Jamie Lee Curtis has gotten to do like a trilogy ender as Laurie. So I'm very curious how it'll come together. I really love the trailer. I'm so in the bag for these movies, but this is one of my favorite franchises, so it shouldn't be shocking that I'm that excited about it.
I'd be more excited for Halloween Ends if I never saw Halloween Kills.
Yeah, look, it's fair. I love Halloween Kills.
Like, that just murdered any enthusiasm I had for this franchise.
Yeah, man, it's so good. And I love what Kills did. Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, and I know, like, everyone else is like, you guys are all crazy. David said you can't have been anticipating it that much if you didn't remember it for your list. No, it's not that. There are a lot of movies coming out. Yeah, you make concessions, and like, again, Violent Night making my list is not fucking surprising. But I also love Knives Out. Knives Out was in my top 10 that year, so like, I am excited for Glass Onion. But at the same time, there's just other things that were in my peripherals as I was putting my list together, and I was like, oh yeah, Violent Night. And a part of that was spearheaded by the fact that the poster for it came out today. So yeah, look, I can't explain it. I've really liked what they've done so far between 18 and then Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends is up there for me, and I'm not going to lie about it. I'm super excited. I can't wait.
All right. My number 2 is Pinocchio.
Okay.
Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Yeah, it almost made my list.
I'm again, like I've alluded on the show before, even today.
Yeah,
I love animation. It's
Animation's
one
great.
of my favorite genres of film, and my favorite mediums of film. I shouldn't call it a genre.
No, it's a medium.
It's a medium.
Yeah.
I know animated get very upset. Point is, I love animation. So when I heard we were getting a stop motion animated Pinocchio film from Guillermo del Toro, who I think is an excellent director, and I think is perfect,
one of the greatest,
to do like a really like, kind of dark, twisted fantasy version of the Pinocchio story, I was naturally hyped.
Yeah,
I think that del Toro doing an animated film, I think, is fascinating because he's produced and written for a lot of them. He's never directed one.
No.
So I think it's gonna be fascinating to see what he puts to screen. I think he's got a great cast, and like I said, I love stop motion. This didn't make my list, but another one I want to bring a mention of is Wendell and Wild.
Yeah.
For Henry Selick directed stop motion animated film for Netflix. Another one coming out later this year.
I love we're getting 2 stop motion animated films this year. So good.
Especially from Henry Selick, who hasn't made a fucking film since Coraline. So
really,
yeah, no,
Has it been that long?
That was his last one.
I didn't realize it had been that long, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but like Henry Selick, great stop motion director. But anyway, Del Toro. I mean, you look at the style of the first trailer, the cast. I mean, you got Ewan McGregor, Tilda Swinton, Cate Blanchett, David Bradley, Christoph Waltz, Ron Perlman. I'm pretty sure is the movie. He is. But you have an incredible cast. You have Del Toro's vision and unique twisted sensibilities. I think he's going to bring an excellent Pinocchio film to the screen. Yeah,
and I think, considering the reception of the Pinocchio movie,
which we still haven't seen.
Nope, you and I haven't watched it, so this is coming off just seeing how people are talking about it. I'm glad that we're getting a very different Pinocchio movie coming off of one that people seems to find very soulless.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it is or isn't. Again, this is not a judgment thing for me. I'm just saying I'm excited that we're getting...
I'm still going to watch the Robert Zemeckis
Pinocchio. I am too. Zemeckis has been on a weird downhill swing, but like...
Oh, just downhill swings, putting it lightly. He ain't even got an inch off the ground.
Marwen broke my heart.
Yeah,
that movie hurt. That movie hurt bad,
so bad.
But I'm excited for this one. Very excited, in fact. I can't wait to see it, and I loved that trailer for.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's so good. All right.
Okay, wait. I know exactly what number 1 is.
Everyone knows
The Fabelmans.
The Fabelmans.
It's my number 1 too.
Fuck yeah. That's what's up. Look, I mean, this is the other dark horse. I wouldn't even call it dark horse. This is the other one that I think, to your point, that Hollywood loves movies about movies and how much they love themselves and how much movies impact people. I think The Fabelmans could actually do very well at the Academy Awards this year. The trailer brought me very close to tears already. And the reactions were so great out of TIFF. And I don't ever bet against Spielberg. Spielberg's my favorite director. Like, I'm so excited for this movie.
Yeah, I mean, this is kind of falling into the same category of like the kind of Quran started a couple years back with Roma, where it's just like filmmakers making like semi-autobiographical movies about their life. But yeah, this looks like another one of those. Not in black and white. This one's in full Technicolor.
Yeah.
I think you got a great cast. I mean, Michelle Williams, one of my best actresses.
And she's
Paul Dano.
Rave reviews.
Yeah, I think there's a genuine chance that she does win Best Supporting Actress finally. And yeah, I mean, Spielberg may be the greatest to ever do it. I mean, the dude's phenomenal. I mean,
you and I were talking about it. He's one of the only filmmakers to be.
Well, no, he's the only filmmaker to be nominated for Best Director in 6 different decades,
and keeps making it look fucking effortless.
Yeah, he does.
And the thing is I think he was pretty close with West Side Story last year. Like, I think he could have won.
What did? Oh no, Campion.
Yeah, but it seemed close. Like, people,
he could have. He very well could have won.
And I think that Fabelmans might be the one that pushes him
to the third,
because
he hasn't won since Private Ryan.
Right. I think this is going to be the one that finally gets him to his third, putting him within one of John Ford. Yeah. But I want him to win Best Director, if only for that. But also, it just looks incredible. Like,
it does.
And it's so funny because I started having flashbacks to Super 8, and Abrams was doing like the Amblin thing with that movie and using the same sort of thing. But then Spielberg was like, but I'm going to do it, but without the alien. And I'm just going to make it an honest movie about my life. And just watching that trailer was magical. Like, that's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it was really good trailer. I'm excited to see like a lot of. I'm excited to see Seth Rogen in the movie.
Me too, and I like when he does dramatic stuff. He was great in Steve Jobs.
He was.
When he works with really great directors who push him into new ways and new directions, it's always fascinating. Like, the dude is really talented.
He is. I think he's a very good actor.
He's a really good actor, but I'm super excited for this movie, man, and I think it's going to get quite a few Oscar noms.
I think so too.
And I can't wait. But I guess that's it, man. Like, we don't have a lot else to talk about today over here on the PJ Campbell Show. But you guys probably want to know what we're doing next week, because I'm going to make it a habit that we actually announce what the next topic is, because we're going to keep doing an evolution with the show. And one of the things that I really liked what you and I were doing when we were doing it, we started doing like games and bracket type things and doing lists. I think that's a really interesting topic. It doesn't always have to be news. We'll talk about news. We're very good at that. But we have the spooky season right now.
You do.
And that means that we've come up with quite a few different lists for the spooky season and games and things to do. So I'm very excited that next week we're going to be doing the top 12 Stephen King adaptations.
Oof.
This is going to be quite the show. There's going to be a lot to break down and talk about because his adaptations are notoriously not always the best, but when they're great,
Very not always the best.
but when they're great,
When they
they're
hit,
excellent.
when they hit, they hit. When they don't, holy fuck.
Yeah. So I'm very excited. We're doing, and here's the thing: adaptations doesn't just mean movies. You could look at the miniseries. You could
Do those count?
Yeah, you can take it any direction because they're technically Stephen King adaptations.
Alright.
So we're gonna open the playing field a little bit. Let people sit down, talk about it. Like, there's so much cool stuff and a lot of bad stuff too. But I'm very
much bad
excited to
stuff.
talk about the top 12 Stephen King adaptations.
Yeah.
And it was a good one. Stardrew said movie watch longs. Actually, put a pin in that. We got some ideas about watch alongs. Don't worry. But that's it for this week. Bud, where can everyone find you online?
Twitter, Instagram at ChanceWars_91. If I'm on this channel, Left Side, Strong Side, live every Tuesday with my host, Mike Deacon. We break down all the action of the football season. You can also find me at Notorious by Chance, my other podcast with my co-host, Russell Howell. We are about to get started on Direct Timber. We're looking at Billy Wilder this month. Fantastic director. And yeah, that's good. That's about it for me.
Sweet. You guys can find me over on Twitter and Instagram at PJ_Campbell. You can find me here hanging out once a week. We're going to be doing stuff like this on the PJ Campbell Show. We got some other ideas coming up. We are going to be starting our new podcast soon.
We are, yeah.
Fistful of Movies. And we're going to be doing, I'm so excited. But we're going to start with the MCU. We're going to go movie by movie through all the MCU films leading into
wherever we're going
next.
Whatever's coming out by the time we stop.
Yeah, like we're just gonna have some fun with it. But we're gonna be doing breakdowns of movies and things like that over on A Fistful of Movies. I'm very, very excited. You guys can, like I said, put a pin on the watch along thing because we got some stuff that we're going to be doing. Patreon news coming soon, and that might be a part of it. Yeah. So you guys can find me also over at PLD Projects, where I co-host a podcast called Two Mediocre White Dudes on Film with Paul Denuzzo. This week, you can listen to us talk about two separate movies. You're going to get two this week, Halloween H2O and Halloween Resurrection. Spoiler alert, Halloween Resurrection is the shortest episode we've ever recorded because it is abysmally hard to talk about that movie without wanting to end myself. So it was a fun conversation, though. Head over to PLD Projects and check that out. I'll put a link in the description below. And if you guys haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And thank you guys so much for hanging out with us on your Wednesday afternoon. And guys, we will see you, I guess, next week for the Stephen King adaptations. Adios, friends. Bye now.